AI caption. Hello, everyone. Welcome in another session of CMEJ, Certificate in Medical Editing and Journalism. So all of you can hear my voice clearly. I saw Farhan Quraishi to set up their mics before the session. Is it clear? Voice is clear from others too?
यस सर क्लियर है आवाज
गजाला भाई, तो आप लोगों की तस्वीर क्यों नजर नहीं आ रही?
Yes, sir, the
वॉइस इज
voice is
क्लियर.
clear.
Voice is clear, but why you people? I cannot see all of you. Yeah, that's nice. All of you are good people. Okay, great. So today's session is a continuation of the last session about online journal management system and working with the journals in the online environment. So how many of you have currently working in their journal on their any online journal management system at the moment from the aspect of editor, not as an author or reviewer only? Nobody is raising the hand.
सर एक बात बताएं हम मेजोरिटी का तो नहीं पता लेकिन मुझे जो पता है हम एडिटर्स नहीं है हम फिलहाल सिर्फ सीख रहे हैं
हाँ ठीक है, सीख तो रहे हैं, but maybe there are some assistant editors as well. Some of you are working. Okay, great. So majority of you have not experienced looking at the online journal management system by the aspect of as reviewer, which our today's task is. Last time, Haris must have been shown to you the setup of the OJS. Although we need to remember that OJS is one such software. There are more than 100 such kind of softwares are available, free, paid, from different publishers as well. So OJS is not when we say about online journal management system. OJ is one such software apart from all. In Pakistan, majority of the journals are using OJS because of some of the technical things. For example, number one thing is free of cost. There is no cost to the software, so that's the advantage for the many publishing house or the journals, because we are already always short of the funds. And the second aspect is even HEC recommend to use OJS or any other. Initially few years back they have written that OJS should be used, which I even at that point I also recommended. So any online journal management system, whether it is e-manager, whether customize, whether by Elsevier, Aries, there are multiple, so it should be there. But now, of course, the HEC said that OJS or any other online journal management system should be used by the journal. That is one of the requirement, because it makes life more easy, systematic, and more transparent. Although at the moment, regulatory organizations, whether I said to PMDC or HEC, doesn't want to give us the password and we see it ourselves, but they can go through the process, because if you are using an online journal management system, everything is transparent and a kind of a transparent and time stamped. So it's very difficult to revisit and work around for those things. So last time, the work which you have learn during that thing, that's usually need to be done only once at the start of a journal. This is not a day-to-day work. As compared to what we are going today, it's a day in and day out work. We're going through the process which editor looked after in a day-to-day process. A journal is set up once or maybe modified after maybe 2 3 years when instructions has been changed, when other thing, but usually process there. Some of you know me. I forget to introduce myself. I am Masood Javed. I am associated with Pakistan Journal of Medical Sciences in the capacity of associate editor for the quite a long time. And of course, with some editorial board members of some of the journals, which of course it is a social pressure which I need to say yes to some of the journals, although, and usually now I uh, say a nice thank you when somebody ask it for the other thing. So what I'm going to today, the journal which I set up last time will use the same process. I'll take you comparatively in a uh, low pace the whole process, and after today's session we will give you the username and password of the system as an editor or as an admin. So from But from today's onward, you can go there till the end of the course, practice, submit articles, send it to the reviewers, and all other processes. So it will be a practice journal for you to practice for the whole time. So we recommend all of you after today's session, go through them, process them, practice them. If you find some problems, difficulty, just message us or post in the discussion forum so we can follow them. So good to see Masood Umar. I guess he's right now in Sri Lanka with us.
No, no, I'm back. Thank you.
Okay, you are back. Okay, okay, great. So now let me share my screen now. Okay. So that was the journal which was initially very blank, which was set up last time by going through the process, all of you going through them. Of course, it's a dummy kind of a journal and everything which is posted there just for your information, which you have gone through them. But the journal is there, and now you are working there to working as an editor. So let me go through them. So let me log in. So as an editor, which will share this password with you also after the session. So don't worry and log in. So that is the window, which is the same kind of window seen last time, is about the editor's dashboard. You can see this is MyQ. Of course, it's a new journal. It is recently launched. As you know, it's about 2 weeks older only. So you can see there is empty MyQ, there is unassigned, active, and of course there is one archive because in the morning I was just going through a step-by-step process before I'm planning for today's session. So I'll work around for those things. So one article was taken the whole process, but that is a pretty empty kind of thing as compared to if you logged into a journal who is active. So you can see multiple articles in my queue, unassigned, active, archive. So the it will be over all of the things as well as compared to if you are not looking at those things. So this is a place when authors submit a paper, you can see it from there. So that's your dashboard in which you need to work around. So the first process of any article submission is to submit an article to the journal, which is done by the authors, which is not done by the editors usually. Of course, editors can do this as well, but that was usually done by the author. So what I like you to do, some of you who are sitting in front of the computers right now, I'm sharing the journal link in your WhatsApp, in your, of course, in the chat box of here as well. So what I want you to go through on the journal, register yourself as an author, register yourself as an author and submit any of your dummy paper which you have. It doesn't need to be a paper, any file you can upload it there. So so that we're going to use the same things and you know that how it was set up and how it can be changed. So let me share the link on the chat. Okay. So that's the journal link. You can click that link, go there, create your account with your email and submit any of the article. It will going to take less than 2 to 3 minutes for doing that task. And we will see proceed after you submit your paper. So those who are on mobile devices, it will be difficult for them, but those who are, so you know how to submit a journal and how it will be looked like from here aspect.
So we have to register on it?
Yes, you cannot
Okay.
submit to any journal without registration, or can you, Fiza?
So I thought we just have to log in.
No, no. You
Okay.
register yourself with your own email addresses. Of course,
Okay.
that's give me an insight that I can make you a reviewer and we looked into from that aspect as well. Just register and just after registration, it will ask you to submit a paper, just submit a paper. And once you've done it, just click OK in the chat box. So I'll refresh my screen at that point. Any issue while submitting, you need to upload any of the file. Don't worry about it. Don't upload any confidential thing. Just any file will be fine to do because we are just practicing the technical things, not mandate. Only fill the mandatory field as well. So you have an idea that how it will, and of course you must have been gone through how you can change the some of the processes while you ask authors to submit there. Oh wow. There are many incomplete submissions right now because you are going through them. Quraishi, Khalik, Mastoor, Umar, Muhammad Khalid. Right now, I can see as an incomplete. The reason is that because you are in the submission process right now. So let me share at this point as well. Done. Fiza sent the message that she has successfully submitted the paper. And once you have submitted the paper, if the emails are working fine, you must have received a confirmation in your inbox as well within seconds.
ये URL मांग रहा है.
No, just don't write anything.
Okay.
Okay, great. So just waiting maybe 60 seconds more. So we proceed because we have one or two submissions completed. So we'll take them and go through them in the process. Complete submission by Qureshi. Effect of health due to ozone depletion. Refresh. Is that why your submission is still incomplete? You said you have submitted, but it's still showing incomplete to me.
It's done
When?
just now.
So it was done before, but yeah, now I can see it from here on the screen. It's now done. Okay, so all of you who are submitting, just you can hold it right now where you are, and you can process that submission afterward, because afterwards we will be sharing with the username and password, and you can process your own submission through all the process which we're going to learn in today's session. So all of you are with me? Just a yes in the chat box will be fine. Few have been submitted, that's fine, Hasib. Yes, Fiza is here. And I can see Muhammad Khaliq's eyes elsewhere now on the above screen. Okay, great. So let me start working in there. Now you can see it's a different way. Previously, I'm sharing my screen. Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Yes. So you can see the screen right now. Yes, it's fine. If you can see my screen. Yes, Hasib, it's only for the practice purpose, not mandatory. Mohammad Khalid Saab, yeah, yes, I can see, yes, from Shahzad Saab. You can see my screen. Okay, so as previously we saw this screen and we see it was purely empty. There is nothing in there, but now you can see some of the articles which are submitted there is already in my queue. There are some paper which are still unassigned. It may be different purpose, they may be unassigned. Number one, editor need to be assigned if category is not assigned, and second is they are at the moment is incomplete submission. And the active which are in the submission process, you can see the two are the submission process, and archive means either the article has been rejected or it has been published. In both way it will be going in the archive one. So that's how it's gone through them. And as soon as a paper was submitted, it will assign a number, that is a reference number, usually the system assigned, because it's started from today. The first article which I submitted in the morning for the practice purpose, you can see the number is 1. As you go along for 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as you submit a paper, author automatically receive the confirmation. Let me show you the confirmation like this one. So as soon as the author submit the paper, the setup was done, the emails which was set up, it will be automatically email received by the author as well as the journal, either the managing editor or any person who is specifying that one of the article has been submitted. So it doesn't need to go to the journal to see them, but in your inbox you can see how it is, and you can see the reference number at the end of URL, which is 1. And of course, once you have submitted and your email has been put in, you must have been received the same kind of email like this. So that is the first thing, that author has submitted the paper. That is not the work of the editor, but author go to the journal, read the instructions to authors, format journals according to the guidelines and submit there. Now your job is started. You receive an email, then article has been submitted. Let's go through the process. So I go there, I'll see one of my first paper which is there is by Ali, AI in MCQs development, and at the moment is in submission stage. So I clicked as a view. I like to see that paper, and it will open the workflow of the publication. First thing which you need to remember, there are 4 steps on the OJS. Submission step, review step, copy editing, and production or publication. So our article must have been gone through all these steps one by one. So we can see from here, I can download the manuscript as an editor, downloaded and looked at it, whether it follows the instructions to other, whatever the content they like to see from those things as well. So file has been downloaded, you can go through them, review the content, and now you need to decide 2 things. Number one, maybe it is not in the scope of the journal, maybe author have not followed even the instructions to author, whatever the reason is, you want to decline the article or you want to reject the paper at this stage, that is not in the scope or anything like this. For example, for that purpose, in right hand side you can see there are multiple things: send for review, accept and skip review, decline submission. and automatically it will add the journal editor and participants. If you are not assigned to the journal, you are logged into the account in which you are not assigned, you can assign yourself from here. So editor can assign any person to do the job who are enrolled in a journal as an editor. So I am already logged in as editor 1. So it will going to show me the editor 2 and editor 3. So I can ask them to join in this article publication process. So if you are not automatically assigned to here as well, so what you need to do is, first thing is that you need to assign yourself or any editor to do the review task. The reason is that maybe in any journal there are 4 different editors and they are following for different sections, or you want to work around for the monthly basis, whatever it is. So for example, article has been submitted, it's a new journal. Of course, you cannot do it. But let's suppose you want to reject that paper at any stage. Right now, at this stage, as soon as I click decline submission, a good email already been set up. Your submission has been declined with the Fizali, the author who has submitted the paper. Dear Fizali, I'm sorry to inform you that after reviewing a submission AI in MCQ, it has already copy pasted the text and the author's name in the email automatically who are, and decision is that submit to elsewhere. Of course, you can customize this text, you can attach any more files before sending that email, you can add any changes there which will be going to the, even CC and BCC can be added there. So let me don't do it right now. I can skill cancel. I said cancel decision. I said yes, I want to cancel decision. It is that says I want to show you that at any stage, you can decline any paper and emails has already been set up. So this is a paper which I see at the moment you have uploaded only one file, but there are chances in your, for example, you want them to submit instruction, ethics letter, ethics approval letter. You want to submit the publication charges fee. You want them to submit the data files or anything like tables and figures. So if the multiple files has been submitted by author, all should be will be looked after from there. So you can see them all those files and review them before sending it to the review process. If I go to the next process, this is the submission step. You can see the review is empty. And of course, all other sections are empty. And it is saying that in the review, this review process has not been initiated because we are in the submission window. We need to decide from here. And another important aspect which journal used to do it, author has submitted the file, but as the editorial office, we modify that file. For example, we add the Turnitin report percentage there. We want to add some more word count. So we want to add something of any of, if it is not blinded and you are following the blind peer review, for example, maybe the editorial office blind the article. So deleted the settings and all others verifiable things as well. So whatever the case is, you can modify those things and you can upload the file from here. So once you upload the file, which is a modified version from the editorial office, you can also see that file in the list. So of course, that is a process. If, for example, at PGMS, we follow this process. When authors submit the file, we review them with the in-house review and all other areas. And of course, after this, we uploaded the file into the system because we send that file for the review process. So that's an information you need to. So once you are comfortable with the submission, the next stage is you need to send for review. You send the article for the review process. It's not sending to the review, but review process from here. Right now, as you know that it is right now, is review process has not been initiated for this paper by Fiza Ali from Lahore. I want to send it to the review. I click send for review. Now, in the recent version of OJS, which is, for example, this one is there, they have added more emails. So an email can be sent to the author that I'm pleased to inform you that an editor has reviewed your submission AI and MCQ development and has decided to send it for peer review. An editor will identify all other process. Usually we don't send such email, but of course it's a process which is there. If you want to send, I click continue, email will going to send to the FISA with this information and it goes to the next process. But if I don't want to send it, I can just skip this email. If I click just skip this email, it will go through the process, but email will not going to send. So let me just send the email, that's fine. And you can see which file. Now it is asking me which file to send to the review process. Because only one file is uploaded, but as I said, there are chances that letter of undertaking, ethical review form, publication, submission charges, data file, any other, or editorial version, the version the editors have uploaded or the editor team have been uploaded, you can see all those files from there. So you can select which file you want to go for the review process. Of course, you don't want to send the ethical approval letter for the review process. You don't want to send letter of undertaking. But of course, if there is a data file, there are figures you want to send them. So you can select which is the file you want the reviewer to have access. And let me record my decision because there is only one file and we have view all submissions. Let me come here, and the first process of the system has been gone through. And if we can see from the dashboard, from the editor's point of view, you can see this paper by Ali is in the review phase, waiting for the reviewers to be assigned, and 0 out of 0 reviews have been sent or received. This is showing me that kind of thing. So that is the first process, which include the in-house review, both for the technical and for the feasibility of the study, if you want to add, has been done at that stage before sending for the peer review system. So all of you are with me right now? If you just send a yes, that will be on the chat box. That is great. Okay, Fiza Ali, yes. Khalid Saab, yes. Muhammad Umar, Farhan Quraishi, wonderful, wonderful. All of you are with me. So that is the first process, that the paper has been submitted. We have gone through the in-house triage review, in-house review, initial review, technical review, whatever you want to call it in your journal. In different journals, they call it different thing. That is a process, and then you want it to the peer review, sending it to experts. If you are starting a new journal and you're looking for the HEC recognition as well, so one thing you need to remember, by sending to the reviewer, HEC want one national reviewer and one external Western countries reviewer as well. So just some of the regulatory requirement, of course, it's difficult to find them. But let me come back and let's share from our process. So because we are working on this paper, you can see 3 submissions have been there, which are waiting, 4 submissions. So there are multiple. Wow, the journal is very flourishing. On the first day of its publication, many authors have already will submit, a very good thing to see as an editor of a newly established journal. So I clicked view, and now it will automatically take me to the review process, the active stage of the review. Although I can go back to the submission to see what has been happened, and I can go to the forward as well, but this is the active, which the red color, it also shows that the paper is in the stage of review. So once in the stage of review, and it is said round 1 status, waiting for the reviewer to be assigned. Of course, now in the peer review process, you already have gone through the peer review system, developing the forms, of course, submitting your assignments of the peer review. Some have asked to do redo and they have already submitted. I am looking at the emails in the morning. And now I want to add the reviewers. So reviewers can be added. OGS is, you can see it will going to guide at each and every step. So it's not something that's a very difficult to learn, because on the screen you can see all those things if you know the, of course, the process of publishing a journal. And that's our main aim is during the whole course of this 6 months. So add a reviewer, it will open a window. It will going to show within the system who have been selected as an author that I can be a reviewer. So Fiza Ali has maybe asked it that I can be a reviewer, have you checked it. I can see from, of course, we have Mariam Mastoor, Shagufta Khalik from Amna Inayat. Okay, Mariam and Shagufta both from Amna Inayat. Then Ghazala Wahid HMC. Those are the reviewers who have submitted and check that we can be a reviewer. So now you have the multiple option. You can create a new reviewer if you have the email address of any person who you want to send it a reviewer. So you can, any new reviewers can be added right now, number one. Second is any of the existing author in the journal, I can go from there and make that person a reviewer. So that's also possibility. I can select any author and then, for example, search by name. And let me add, for example, let me write Masood, and it will going to search those of you who are with the name of Masood. For example, now you can see Masood Umar as well as Masood, my current account as an admin. Just 15 second. So I don't want to add, for example, now you can search from those things as well, just to letting you know, but let's make it simpler right now. Okay, don't spend it there. So I clicked add a reviewer. I can add a new reviewer, but I don't like to do it right now. There are some reviewers who can be added. For example, I have interest is also written there. So in the system, you can search from there. For example, if I write, for example, surgery, all those who have written surgery as the reviewer aspect, so they can be selected there. So you can edit them if somebody have not added. So what are the different categories? Education, surgery, laparoscopy, um, pathology, physiology. If I search, for example, the paper may be biochemistry, I clicked bio and Mariam Mastoor name is there. So I can select from those areas from the reviewers. Because right now there are only few reviewers, but once your journal is there, there may be thousands of reviewer database. So you can select from those things. Another wonderful thing is Mariam Mastoor have not done any review till to date, so it will record there. She has never been assigned, and these are the things. So once at the moment it shows me the active review, how months are active right now. So you can see that which maybe this reviewer is already reviewing one of the papers, so you don't want to send the other paper. So that's how you can select from there. But let us select just Mariam Mastoor from here. For A, so I can select the reviewer and it has email has been created. Dear name, because it will going to automatically add the name. I believe that you would serve as an expert reviewer for submission to demonstration journal, because that's the name of our journal. The submission title and abstract are below, I hope. And this is the abstract is the written, whatever it is copied by the author right now. For example, Fiza Ali, who is the author of there, and this will email was sent to the reviewer. So that how is good. And of course, the dates are there which are set up. Last time you must have been shown where you can set up what is the response due date when a reviewer give acknowledgement that I am available for review or I am not available for review. And this is the review date. Whatever the date set up in the journal systems, you can go and it will automatically show here the date. For example, instead of 14th, I want this review to be completed till 31st of December. So date has been changed. So once it is sent to the author, they will, not the reviewer, sorry, not the author, they can see there. Article already gone to them with the system, but you can up file, you can see which are the files there, because there is only one file which is set up for the review, and that is a file we want to send up, of course, at the first phase as well. So it will going to send, and I clicked add the reviewer, and this email have been automatically sent to Maria Mastoor with the review request. So that's how you can select a reviewer and send them. Usually journals send it for the 2 or 3 reviewers. I can go to the add a reviewer and send it to another one, of course. Let me select any one more person. Okay, Beria Health Sciences. Let me send one to Karachi. Never assign 0 and select a reviewer. Change the date if I want to. Let's suppose for this reviewer I selected the day 30. You can change the dates for different reviewer as well and add the reviewer. So it's pretty simpler if your database have the reviewer and automatically Sania Parvez has been assigned to the review this submission and sent an email notification. So that's how this, because we are in the review stage, email was sent to the reviewers and reviewers are assigned. So just a quick check. All of you are with me physically, mentally. Yes, small
Yes,
yes
yes,
will
of
be
course.
fine. Okay, great. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Nice to see Naima here as well. I can see messages in the group, but not actively. Nice, wonderful. Okay, so let me come back here. So we have sent to two reviewers. Now the task is done by the reviewer. Now editor can now go back to sleep, work, whatever they are doing, all others, because if you have given, let's suppose 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, of course, whatever the time you can give them, the reviewer will going to come after 1 or 2 months afterwards, or usually 6 months sometimes. You need to keep reminding them. But your task is right now for hold for some time for this paper. But now the reviewer task has been done. Of course, let me show it to how the reviewer task can be shown from here, because you as an editor can logged in as a reviewer to go through them. If you want to email the reviewer, reminder that kindly please review our paper, it's at your place. You can send us reminders after some time, maybe a week time on all other areas. So let me, how it will be logged in. Let me log out from the editor and logged in as a reviewer. How the reviewers can see it, so you know what is the process, because only Mariam can log in by looked into, not all the others. Let me do it. So this is a small arrow in the OJS. If you click it, there are multiple things is there. So you can, for example, I can logged in as a Sania as well, and I can logged in as a Mariam as well. So let me logged in as Mariam, log in as, I hope Mariam will not mind. And the system allowed me to enter just like at Mariam Mastoor dashboard is there. I can see right now. So there is a bit breach of privacy, but I can logged in as a Mariam, as a journal editor, have this right that they can see what the others are doing. So Mariam has submitted one of the paper. So this is my dashboard, and suppose I am just like the author, and this paper is in submission stage. Once it will go through the process, this will be changed. For example, if Fiza logged in, it will be going to show her as a review stage. But right now it is in the submission, and this is a review assignment which is received by the Mariam. So let me click it. So what the reviewer has to do, so the first is they can see the title and the abstract and the review type. The other setting has not been done. I'll show it to you that usually what I'll do, I'll set up in the journal. If the author doesn't agree, he cannot see the review file. That need to be set up in the journal. So if in the end, if I'll get some time, I'll show them. So that can be done, that reviewer can only receive the file once he agreed that I'm going to submit the review. Because like me, if I receive, for example, 10th different review, usually I respond to or agree to one or two instead of waiting all other, because other priorities. So of course I said yes, the agree, for example, reviewer, and accept and go to the next step, number two. Number two, there is no reviewers guideline. I'll show you where you can set up the reviewers guideline if you want to add. Continue to step three. And there is a no review form has been set up. Today we're going to go through the formation of a review form as well. Right now it's an open review form without anything, which is by default is a feature, but we need to develop the review form in the system. So there are comments for the editor. Open-ended, simpler review form already made in the system. Once I can add whatever I want to add things, I can upload the review files. Usually I follow the track changes, so I can upload a file. And after this, the reviewer can suggest anything. Revision required, resubmit, resubmit elsewhere, decline, or see comments. Let me say it, revision required. For example, maybe that is reviewer has after review process. Of course, I'm not going through the whole of the review of the paper. You have already been sessions about the review process, and submit the review and okay. So that is a task which is done by the reviewer. You will be notified by email that review has been done. So that is the window of the reviewer. And now you can see here as a Mariam dashboard that review has been submitted, which is AI in MCQ's development of the paper. and all other things are there, and this is in submission post. So that is in the middle. I just logged in as a reviewer. On the above right hand side, because you will be using the same login credentials which I'm using right now, if I go down, I can log out as Mariam Mastoor, and this is log out from my account because I'm already logged in as an editor. During editor logged in, I logged in as a reviewer. So I can log out as a reviewer right now. So I'll go back to my editor's window. So that's the in the previous one, for example, previous OJS, what we're going, these facilities are not there. But as things are advancing and more easier things has been done, you can see. So that's the review phase. So all of you don't confuse in the middle of the part. Again, you are at the moment chilling at your office working, and you received an email that a review has been submitted to you, and you will say, wow, that's a wonderful thing that review has been submitted. So once you logged in, you can, it's highlight in which paper there's need to be done. A new review has been submitted. It will going to show 1 out of 2. That means 2 reviewer has been assigned. It may be 3, it may be 4 if you assign more, and 1 reviewer has submitted back. So let me go and see the article from here. So it will open the window, and we can see from here that the Sania response is due, is still response is due, and this is a date. This is recommendation is revision requires all other. If you want to read the review, I can click from there and it will show the review as well. So it's pretty much easier that what is written. I have written this DKLFK, such kind of thing, because the peer review form has been not set up, and this was completed at the server time, and all other recommendation is revision required. I think you must have been gone through them at the end. Reviewer, whatever suggest, it's your final decision. It's reviewer said that revision is required. If you think revision is not required, you can, even if reviewer accepted the paper, you think it's not has been accepted or required review, you can send it. The final authority is by the editorial board members or the person or editorial board who's looking after. So I can give the rating to the review based on the quality. So data should be in the system. So once I send another review, I have this data, the mean of the rating based on the time and the quality of the review has been done. So that is a system. Let me give a 5-star rating to Mariam here and confirm, and I see the paper. If file has been uploaded, I can download it there. But and you can say thanks reviewer and revert a decision. So I can thanks the reviewer. So I open the window again. Dear Mariam Mastoor, thank you for completing your review of submission of AI and MCQs. Pretty good email already set up, and I just clicked email. So system has sent a thank you note to the reviewer as well. So the whole system, and now there is no thank you reminder there because we already sent the reminder. So that is you going through the review process. You can send for 3 reviewer, you can combine the review, one reviewer answers something else, the another reviewer assigns something else. You want to update the revision files by adding comments of all the reviewers, you can upload the file from here at the editorial office that you want a new file because of reviewer one comment. You can send that to a separate files as well, but you can combine them as one. It's journal policy. It's as a policy decision you need to work around once you are working in your news journal or whatever the journal is already working there. So that's the upload file option is there, because sometimes you can combine or you can delete some of the comments even if you don't agree and anything like that. So this is the review process. It can be we can send it for request for revision, but for the purpose of less time spending here, I'm not going to do. I'll accept the paper as it is, but this is the review process. We can send it again, we can author send it back, everything is there and you can go through them, and sometimes it will going to take 2 3 rounds, 6 months, 3 months. Of course, once author has been submitted, they expect that the next day it will be sent to review. On the 1 week afterward, they will receive the acceptance, but usually that is not the case at the journal process. And of course, everyone takes time during this whole process. So that is the review process. If you want to ask something related to it, then I'll take it to the next step. So let me see in the chat box. You can ask a question here by voice as well as just by the things as well. The first step is we have some in the submission phase. The next is we send it to the review. We select the reviewer and send to the reviewer. And then we have gone to the tea and coffee. And then when the reviewer has submitted the review, we come here and review what the reviewers have added their comments. And you can modify, you can send it to the reviewer, to the author send it back. You can send reminders to the reviewers. That the whole process of review, which usually takes 6 months to 1 year on average to different journals, usually the whole process you remains in the review phase because that's going on for a long period of time. But once that has been completed, you think that article has been fine, it need to be accepted there, you now take it to the next step. So let me follow there. Where would the editor see the reviews suggested by authors? They can see by the file which has been added there by reviewers, because in OJS there is no separate thing that you suggest a reviewer in another space. You ask them to upload a file which suggestive reviewers. So in the submission, the file is there and you can see what are the suggested reviewers and you can add in your database. It's not your compulsion. The reviewers suggested by reviewer you must have sent to them, but of course that's a good way. You can send it to them, send to your own reviewers, prior reviewers, and it will add the reviewers database as well. So of course it's a good thing. So Mohammed Khalis, yes, your facial expression, you got the answer. I can. Okay, let me come back to here. So that's the whole process of the review. It's already or multiple sessions have been done about the systems as well. So once I'm happy with the review, let me accept it. Okay, so I click accept submission and it will again send an email. That's a thank you for the review, which I have already done. I can skip it. Otherwise, it will take the step-by-step process. And already, even if you forget it, it will send a thank you note. Let me skip this email because it's already done and record the decision. So now it will record view all submission, record the decision that the paper has been from the process to the review process to now in the copy editing. So the third step, and if I click view, it will going to take me in the copy editing mode. Of course, based on the journal, there are, for example, the WHO journal, they have a native English language editor as well. They send it to the others, but many of us don't have this much liberty. Even there is a one-man army who's doing all the work. But if you have a copy editing your own self, because you need to do copy editing means formatting, last formatting according to journal to editor, make sure that incorporation of the things, the layout, the number of tables, figures, any typographical errors, any grammar check of all other things, whatever you want to do. So copy editing need to be done. It can be done by the different people. So you can send it to the some of the other people as well. But let me go to the production right now. So that's again a process. You can select which file to send. You can assign a copy editor. You can send it to the email to the copy editor and copy editor send it back to you. But usually that part was done in many journals in the same office, and there people are sitting there and working as a copy editing. If they are copy editors, they are not another, but this system can align. For example, you are sitting here, your copy editor is sitting in London, and you can send it email to them and they'll do the copy editing, and he is sitting in Bahrain or whatever it is, so you can use them for all those purpose. So let's suppose the copy editing has been done and I am want to send it for production. Production means the final file to be made to upload it onto the system as well as for the printing. And I'll record the decision. The third step has been done and I'm taking it to the last step of a paper in the OJS, from submission to review to copy editing and now in the production. Production means you are making the final production files for the website. And of course, if you want your journal is printing there, of course you do it, but it doesn't require to be work on the system if printing work. So production ready file, you want to upload the file which is the last version after the copy editing, because I have skipped that part, just send it article, so it required me to which file to be added and all other. If the production is done by somebody else, if it is done within the same office, you don't you can upload the file and you can skip it. But if it is done outside the office, you need to select there, right, and you can upload the file, whatever it is there, and send it to the, let me add agenda of AI workshop. Okay, any file which is right now placed here. Okay, so complete the file. So you can add any file, which is the last one. Now going to, because this article has already been accepted, this article is already copy editing. Now in the final phase of the paper, what I like to do is I'll go for schedule for publication. So this is important because this will going to show the information which is added by the author during the submission phase. Maybe the abstract is revised after the peer review. There are changes in the titles. So it will going to show the things which are submitted by the author at the start. If thing has been changed, you can change it there. Let me add AI in MCQ development. Okay, RCT. Okay, double blind RCT. Let's suppose I just want to suggest some changes. So this is mandatory. With the static is mandatory. The above things prefix and the subtitle is not mandatory. Usually we don't publish. Many of our journals don't publish any subtitles, but there is a provision there. If the abstract has been changed, you can add the whole copy paste the text from there as well. And bold italic formatting is also there. So it's so that has to be changed. The title and the status is title, contributor, metadata, Galley's proof, permission, and the issue. These things are there for each and every paper. This is title and the abstract. Once I change these things, I need to click save. Previously, you see, I have never saved previously because it's automatically going to the next process is save. But now all these steps you need to click save one by one. So contributors, here you can see Fiza Ali from UCMD, University of Lahore. She is an author. Maybe there are more than one authors, but she has not submitted. For example, at PGMS, we send the authors back that you have not added the other authors which are there. So if you are a new journal, you want to add, you can add contributor from here. Let me just randomly add. Given name is Masood. Let me add my name. Preferred public name MJ. Okay, you can change to all other. Email should be unique, which is a difficult thing because I have already added with multiple emails. Let me add, if it'll accept there, I'm not sure. Okay, let me add a wrong email. Okay, that's fine. Let's suppose this is the author's detail, ORIC ID, bio statement, rank and department affiliation. He is the author, include contributor by identified publication list. All things has been done. This can be added by the author at the submission stage, and you can add it from there as well. You can see from here that this is the primary contact, which is usually we say it corresponding author, and this is the another author has been added. Sometime the submitting author is not the corresponding author or not the first author. By default, once a paper is submitted, submitting author is the first one. But maybe in the manuscript, his name is second or third. So in that case, you can reorder from here. So let me reorder above Fiza Ali. So I'm the first author, Fiza is the second author. I can save it. So it will going to publish in this way from the author. But of course, I don't want Fiza to be annoyed with me. So let me add Fiza as the first author here and click save the order. So that says you can change who is the primary contact. For example, if MJ is the primary contact, you can change all others. So contributor thing by default, if author has been submitted, you don't need to do anything, but here you can change the others. Metadata is the keywords which is already submitted at the start by Dr. Fiza here, author here. AI MCQ assessment, you can now change it. Maybe these keywords, from where these keywords should be. One questions from all of you. The keyword should be extracted from
Mesh words.
Mesh.
mesh words. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, mesh words, and of course you can edit it there. For example, I want to add full name of artificial intelligence. Let's suppose I clicked I clicked enter, so it will add the other word. So you can delete, for example, if I want to delete anything, I can click from here. So because you want to make sure the keywords will be aligned to the journal policy and whatever it is. So metadata is here. Galley is the PDF version of your article. If your journal is publishing in XML format, you can upload XML file also here. XML is a different language for the publication. We need for it PubMed and PubMed Central and all other, but usually we publish in PDF. So I go add galley. I name it as PDF. Usually, or you can may name it as a full text also, but by default, the PDF is the common thing. And I click save. It will open to upload the file. So let me add the article because there are multiple things can be uploaded there. So article text and upload the file. So let me select any of the PDF which is there. Okay. On PDF presentation, I just selected there and uploaded there. Of course, this is a final file which be designed by you in the journal format. The heading, the title, the author, the whole of the formatting should be there. So that is done by your office work person who is doing, whether he or she is doing in Microsoft Word, whether is using Adobe, whether is using any other software, but that whole of the design element should be there. You need to upload that file, the PDF, the final version of the PDF. And I click continue. So I can rename it, but let me go with the same thing. Of course, it's not an article paper, it's just one of the presentation there. So this is galleys has been uploaded. So here in an articles galleys, you can upload multiple version, maybe in the XML version, in HTML version, in PDF version, maybe some instrument you are publishing, supplementary files, some journals publish like questionnaire as a supplementary files. So these all things can be uploaded by add galley. Multiple different kind of files can be added from here. So usually by default, it's one full text is there, which I just uploaded there. And permission and disclosure, if you want to change, and the issue, you need to assign it to the issue as well. So these are the things you need to do it. But title and abstract, contributor, metadata, and galley, these four things are, you have to make sure that they are aligned to your thing. And that once you have done that thing, you need to click save. And now I want it to schedule for publication. At the moment, right now, all of you are with me, just because I know maybe the cognitive load is high. So I just make sure that you are with me.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, good. Very nice. Okay, let me come back to the same window. Of course, you can see the recording afterward, of course. Okay, so I need to schedule for publication. There in scheduling for publication, if I click from here, you can see it will show me the issues. There is one issue which I just created in the morning. First thing, you need to create the issue in which it will going to publish. You need to create the issue, and then right now it is in the demo journal, the volume 1 and number 1, because but I need to teach you to how a issue was created. So I don't schedule for publication right now. I am here on my submission window. For example, let me come back to the same space. Now this is a dashboard window in which I can see the articles. This is the paper. Et al was added because I am already gift authorship is given by FISA to me. So I am added there. So now is Ali et al. So there are more than one authors of this paper. So et al is showing up right now. And of course, now you can see a double blind RCT. The things which have been changed is showing all over the system. It is in the production. But as an editor, we want to publish a new issue in which we want to add this paper. A new issue has to be published. So you can see from here, the issues is there on the top left hand side. I clicked issue. You can see the future issue. One issue is there with one item is the publication, one article is there. So I need to add a new issue. So volume is over the period of year because it is in the 2024. So volume remains 1, just like the previous one. Number, because I have already made the number 1, the first issue is created, so I want to make it number 2, and the year is 2024. If it is a 6 monthly paper, you have one volume in one issue and two numbers. If it's a monthly, you have one volume per year, but there are 12 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that how it works. And title of the paper is demonstration journal, demo journal. Other things are not mandatory, but we can add description. We can add a cover image also, which will going to show in the archive and all other. So let me don't do it right now and click save. Of course, you can upload a cover image of. Now you can see another issue was created with 0 article right now. So that's how you can create multiple issues. So at the moment, these issues are not published. You are creating the issue, but they will not be visible outside in the system to the journal readers or even to the Google Scholar. You need to publish it before it can be viewed. So let me come back to the submission because we have already created an issue in which we like to publish it here. There is Ali et al. This is in the production phase. I have clicked view. It will going to take me to the last in the production window because this article is in the production right now, and I schedule for publication. I clicked schedule for publication. Again in the same window as we have been before, but now I want it again. We need to click schedule for publication two times, schedule for publication and again schedule for publication. And now in the drop down, we can see the volume one and number two as well. Okay, so that's how you can have back issues, you can have future issues, you can publish that. I want it published in this one and I click save. And it has said all publication requirements have been met. This will be published when volume one, number two demo journal is published. Are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. And it is saved and it is scheduled. You can see from here, this article has been scheduled. And of course, if it is by unintentionally you want it is by mistake, you can unschedule from here. That is removing from the article here. And you can see from here all other things if you want to add that schedule for publication in number one volume and all other. So that's how during the process, what has happened that different articles who are being accepted, it's some original studies, some case reports, some editorials, some review papers, whatever the corresponding letter to editors, all other things, whatever you accept it and align it to different journal. For example, at the moment, only one article has been accepted, but as I go along, the next paper has been added in the same journal. It will be two, it will be three, it will be four. So once your issue has been completed, then you can publish it there. So let me publish right now. If I'll show you one thing, yeah, going to the main journal. Let me copy here and show you something. Okay. If I'll go there, because I think I'll publish the current issue. If I'll go, there is no current issue was published. You can see on the journal's main site that although we have created an issue in the middle, but right now there is no article or no archive. Even archive is empty. There is nothing is there. So the current issue is empty. So let me show you two things. Automatically, some of the system very helpful for us. I like to publish the first issue first, in which in the morning I has added one of the paper. I click this arrow and click publish issue. Send email about all register. I said no, because server don't have this capacity right now. And I clicked OK. So congratulations, our first issue has been published. It has gone to the backed issue, which is published in 16/11/2024. With only one paper. So we only click once, but if I go in the front end from the author's aspect and click enter with the current issue, let us see the issue has been published. Volume one, number one, published on this date, and this is one AI in education, MJ author. Of course, the abstract is not written, otherwise it will show the abstract. Once I click AI in education, it will show the metadata, all other areas, whatever we have assigned, and go back. So one of the issue has been published automatically by just from once I click publish. And if I go to the archive, archive is only one issue has been published. Its links is also there. So it has set up the latest issue in the current, but our latest issue is number 2, which we have just created with Fizal's paper, one of the author's paper. It is not this one. So let me go from the generator. This is the second article. Just hold on a second. Okay, so this is the second issue which we have just created. This is the back issue. Let me go back to the future issue, and this is the journal which we have just created. Let me publish it as well. I can preview it there, of course, before publishing, but let me publish issue. Don't send email. If your server have the capacity, you can send the email. Right now it's fine, but usually a normal server can send 500 emails per day. So if you have so many of the authors in your journal system and your server doesn't require, don't send all the emails. Otherwise, they will treat it as spam and email will be blocked. Okay, so there is no issue has been published, but if I go to the front end side and now if I click the current issue, you can see volume 1, number 2 is published automatically, and this is AI and MCQs development at double blind RCT. If I clicked here, you can see the metadata and the keywords which are there, the Fiza Ali and all other. If we want to see the published paper, the PDF version, for example, which we galley proof, which is uploaded, which is a file there. You can see from here that the full text PDF is whatever file is uploaded, it can be, it's just a PowerPoint in the PDF format, but you can see from here that this is the article has been published there. I can come back. So it's pretty easier for even to the editor to publish and develop HTML pages of their website automatically on its own. So and the archive, the both of these two articles is journals are available in the archive as well. If you have uploaded the title image graphic, it will also going to show the image graphic as well. So that's how it is published there. And congratulations, your issue has been published. And I can come to the dashboard, and that is a process because we have gone through one of the paper by steps by step. But of course, during the process, it's a time consuming things and things are coming up. But the technical things which you need to remember, of course, you need to do practice. It is like this. And once this article has been published, I can go there and can see in archive there are 2 articles which are published or already this is published and this is published. Even if a paper was rejected, it will be also like this. Let me reject one of the paper just to show you how it will be going to that. Don't be and we'll send it back after. But let's suppose the Qureshi effect on health due to ozone, we want it to be, let's suppose, rejected right now because it's not in the scope. Let's suppose I want you to see once you go through them how it happened. Decline submission, and email has been generated and record the decision. So easy that view all submission. So article has been declined, rejected. But now if I go to archive, you can see here there are 2 articles which are published with green colors, but one article which is declined in the red or pink color, which you can see from there. But let me view it and I think reverse my decision. So Mr. Quraishi, once you're practicing during the process, can also change it there. So I can change my decision and revert decline. So that's how you can revert the decline as well. Again, an email sent to the author that occasionally and reasons all other wonderful emails already set up by the system. But of course, you can modify based on your thing. So I have declined a paper and send it back. That is the whole process of submission to the author to the final publication and creating an issue. So if there is any questions during the whole process, you can ask me then, because I like to show you to set up the review form as well, and very important aspect which we need to learn today. I hope everything is clear, because in the middle I can see with your facial expression, some of you who has opened the eyes and the questions. Yes, all of you are with me. Wonderful. Mohammad Farhan, Shagufta, Khalid. Great. So that is the review process. But of course, it looks to be pretty simpler. But once you start practicing is, you will have stuck up at very different places. So of course, you can just ask any question in the discussion forum as well in the WhatsApp group. Yes, Mohammad Khalid. Mohammad Khalid.
In some of the journals, there is a section of ahead of print
Yeah.
section.
Yes.
So please comment on this as well.
Yes, ahead of, if, for example, even Pakistan Journal of Medical Sciences, and I can see Shaukat Ali Javed also sitting there. For example, in PGS also we have ahead of print. So, for example, let's suppose December issue is already there. What you do it, you create an issue with December 2024. You publish that paper journal, and as you go along, any article which is accepted and you want to publish it, you just publish in December issue. And what we do, for example, right now it is not required, but beforehand, once we are paper printing as well, once we are printing it in December form, we need to have a on the background ahead of print, because the page number is yet to be given, because in the printing form you need to align the page number based on the printing phase. So we have the watermark ahead of print, because DOI already been issued and page number need to be aligned. So it's now journal policy, but of course the system can allow you to ahead of print, maybe even the four art journals, different issues which are going. So of course that's a journal policy. You can have the whole of the process remains the same, of course, but what usually we do it at that point, we publish the articles with the watermark ahead of print, and once the issue is finalized, the page numbers are given, we again develop the PDF file without watermarking and upload those files. So links remains the same, DOI remains the same, and things has been changed. So that is the process which can be done. Yes, Dr. Naima?
Thank you very much. Very, very interesting. Very keeping us thinking of systems. In terms of this watermark of advance issue, my question is, my understanding is that already the abstract, the research article, everything has been approved. It is just later on with the paging. So there will be no changes in the article. Just for clarification, I wanted to ask. It's been approved, but we are putting it ahead of time for various reasons. Sometimes because we want to be like advanced and the scientific knowledge is needed. But my understanding is, and it has been accepted by the peer review process, everything is just we are ensuring that when the final come, it's just a sequencing. So I wanted this clarification.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. That is the same reason, because somebody have maybe saved it for the version and using the same version, but you want to make sure that this is ahead of print. So there may be some missing things which are there, but of course, usually the content are the final one. Now, Shaukat Ali Javed want to say something. Yes.
Actually, what now we no more do this because we have got away with the print version. We are only online now. But previously, the benefit is if you still corrections have been missed, the author wanted some correction. They were undertaken by the author, but some of the corrections are missed. The author can still contact the editor. So please look at this paper again. These were the mistakes which I had identified. These corrections are not carried out. So you still have time before it goes for final printing. So that's one of the advantages of an ad hoc printing.
Yeah, that's a byproduct advantage, because if you missed something during the process, authors missed something, and they can see it afterwards. They can, because once it was printed, that's a very difficult job to reprint the whole paper. But of course, in online environment, you can create a new file. So that is the whole of the publishing process. We want all of you to practice during the whole process and ask us questions during the whole system, upload the files, process there. But one important thing which you need to address is OJS don't have a built-in review form, the more comprehensive, which you already learned during the process. For example, you want to make a peer review form of case report, you want to make a peer review form of original article, you want a peer review form of review paper. So different depending upon the policy, you need to set up that review form in the OJS step by step. And let me show you this by coming, let me sharing my screen again. Just a few 10 seconds. Okay, so let me share the screen for the peer review form. Okay. Now again, we are at the same window where we can see unassigned, queues, actives, all others. Now we want to peer review form in the setting on the left hand side. This is also access to you. So I recommend you to play with it, but don't change many different things. Otherwise the whole system can be changed as well. On the setting here, journal, website, workflow, distribution, user, where you think the peer review should be there? In the journal, website, workflow, or distribution? Any idea?
Workflow.
Workflow.
Workflow. Yeah, wonderful. Workflow. Let me go to the workflow. And now you can see from author's guidance, the instructions to authors can be changed. The metadata, because we want them to enable keywords metadata, author should submit there. So that's how you can change things. If you unclick it, it will not enable those things. If you want them to add subject area, discipline area, you can just check these box and they will add up during the submission phase. Of course, usually we don't require them. The component, you can see while submitting the paper, there are so many of the other component. If you want to delete any component, add any component, for example, letter of undertaking, we have added there, which is their author's undertaking, in the same way the other ways as well. But there is the review. This is the review area. And the option I'm giving that once you send a email to the reviewer, what we have sent, if the reviewer accept that I'll going to review the font, only then they can download the manuscript file. So that is done by restrict file access. Only this checkbox. If I checked it when the article was sent to the reviewer cannot download the paper. Once he said accept, yes, I am okay to review this form, only then in the next step they can download the paper. So that's another good practice usually which we follow, but of course it's up to you, you want to them. Another practice which we usually do at PJMS, that one-click review access. We clicked this thing as well. So once an email was sent to the reviewer, a unique URL was added in the email. So reviewer only have to click that link. They don't need to add the username, the password to have the access. A unique link was created every time you send to the review. So once a reviewer open the window, click that link, they will go to the review area with the articles and all other areas. So that's easier for them. Otherwise, you need to send their password to the reviewer, although they use it by the forget password, all other. So these are two things if you want to use in your journal. The timeline, number of weeks to accept or decline. Let's suppose this is 2 and 4. So these are the things. Let me save it. So this is the two area at the workflow, which is usually a good practice to a journal and easier for the reviewer as well. So let's us go to the, this is the reviewer guidance. As we logged in with the reviewer, there are no guidelines. You can see there is no guidelines set up by the journal. So you can add reviewer guidelines here. If you want to give some of the guidance that what reviewer should be doing, intellectually looking after the content and any other thing, you can, whatever you add it here, it will going to show during the review process to the reviewers. Now, the important thing which I want to teach you is the review forms. We need to create the review forms which you already learned during the process of those things. So let me just show you. Of course, you practice afterwards. So I create in the review form, I clicked create review form. Let's suppose this is a review form of title original article. Original article review form. I just make OA review form and click save. So it will make a OA review form, and there is OA original article. Of course, if you want to write the whole of the text there. Now I click this arrow, I need to go to edit. And this is the OA review form, which is the same way, but this is the form item. Form item are the questions which is then the review, all the different questions which you want to add. So let me create a first item. So anyone, what you want to add as a first questions to the reviewer? Whatever you suggest, I'm going to add.
Originality.
Originality,
Title.
okay.
Title.
Title,
Put the title
okay.
first.
Title was already there, no? It
Title
was
is
there.
already there. Is the study original in the area? Okay, whatever. We just may copy smaller one. So whatever the item you want to write, or questions you want to write, add it from there. Now there are multiple things down the line. Reviewer required to complete mean this question must have been answered, otherwise form will not going to submit, just like a Google form. So I said yes. Another, include message to authors during sending the review form. Once we set the revision required, automatically this question will be added in the body of the email. If we click this, if it is not clicked, it will not automatically added in the body. So that's a good area if you want to add automatically is, so you send to the revised version to the reviewer, it will automatically add this question in the email body. So it's a good thing as well. Now coming, what kind of question is this? Is a single word text box, single line, extended, checkbox, radio button, or the drop down menu. Okay, let's suppose it will be a radio button. I have selected a radio button. Now, what are the responses? I clicked add item. I said yes. Saved there. I said no. So my this question have the two responses, yes and no. So each question will be made in the same way. Each question of, for example, if there are 12 different questions of your review form, every question need to be added separately. Let me add another question, for example, as somebody also pointed out, title is the title is okay. Okay, just a smaller one because in a span of time, of course, you can make it a better one. Review to be completed. Now, what is the type of item? There are multiple areas. What is the difference between checkbox and radio button? It's written there, by the way.
In the
Of course.
radio
So
button, you can check a single
Okay.
single option.
yeah, only single, but in checkbox you can have the multiple things as well, which is you don't want them. Could they mark yes and no, both, which is the incorrect thing, because last time which I added, nobody have pointed out. I have clear, I guess checked the checkbox. So checkbox is not the correct way of asking this question. Otherwise, some reviewer will going to check both of them. So I click to the radio button, for example, and maybe the option is yes or no. The option can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. Let me have yes or no. I clicked yes. I have added another, which is the, okay, sorry. Delete this one, delete this one, add as no. My cursor going. Okay, no, yes. So a second question has been added and click save. Just for you to showing different kind of question, how it looks like. Let me add another question, create a new item. Well, not mean add, create. First, let me preview it. So reviewer will look, it will be look like this to the reviewer. Is the study original in the area? It is mark mandatory, yes or no? Is the title is okay, yes, no? So you can have different kind of questions, whatever it is, even descripting of writing of the things. So for example, let me add create item like this, uh, comments about ethical aspect, let's suppose. I want them to add a comment, or of course, whatever you want to add them. And I now clicked extended text box to be written. It's mandatory or not. I said maybe now it's up to you. Let's suppose I said no, it's not mandatory. Let's suppose, but if it is written included message in the author's area and I click save. So I have just added 3 questions to the original review form, and let's just see the preview. The preview form is like this, comments about that. So they need to add something here. So you need to build your form like this with all the questions in those things. And once they are there, your form is like this. It will going to show. So you can add another form with the case report. You can have another form, the other area. Once you are making the form is not available during the peer review. If I go there and select the review form, it will be not be available. You need to click it active. Only then it will be available. So sometimes we make it and forget to click this active. Once I click this active, then it will available to me to sending it to the review process. So I have clicked active, my form is active, it can be used now, and I can make multiple forms out of it. So this is how you make the review form. So once it's sent to the review form can be added. Another automation which I recommend, for example, if you have an original review form, you can set it whenever the original article has been accepted, this review form is attached with it automatically without you doing anything. So that's need to be done. Have you got the concept? Form is there, but for example, your category is original article, review article, case report, letter to editor, continuous medical education, all other. But you want that whenever original article has been submitted, this form will be added automatically to the review. For that thing, let me go to the journal, or not on the same way. And in the journal, there are sections. You can see the original article section. It is a section with the original article assigned to the editor one, which can be changed to other. So I can go to the original article, click edit, and this is the way. And review form is none or free form review. But now the original review form can be seen here, so I can select it. So whenever original article is submitted by the author and you as an editor sending it to the review, this form is already attached to it, automatically attached to it. You don't need to select from there. So that's how you can select it there as well. The review form is there, and it will the process remains the same, but the review form is there, and the reviewer must need to submit the review form before submitting the review form. And you can see the whole form from the your editing window and import all these information in the on one click to the email of the authors as well. So these are the different process of using digital system to make your workflow more standardized, more up to date with the current trend, and ease of processes as well. So no recording of manual, what are the dates, all other, everything is time spaced other. And you can go to the any of the article to see everything what is happened to them. Let me show it to there. Yeah, that's another good option. Submission, just to show you something. And let me go to the archive. This article which has been accepted, if I like to see now as a regulator, maybe as an auditor, maybe, so what happened to this article during the whole phase, I can click activity log. And now it will show me each and everything with the time space, when it was submitted, when it was sent by whom, where it was gone, what are the emails was sent. Everything is time marked. We have done all these things in today's session. Everything is happening in 1.5 hours. But of course, during the history of 1 to 1.5 year, you can go through them and what is happening, all the areas. So in all the papers, the activity log is automatically created with the timestamp. But what is happening? Different people can be involved. Of course, I am logged in as an editor one, so you can see from here. But if reviewer has been some things from their own username and all other, for example, here you can see Mariam Mastoor. So because I logged in from her account, so you can see from everything. So this is a wonderful, of course, a video for the quality assurance, for looking at the systems. So what are the flaws? So another aspect of looking at the system as well. So these are some of the areas which I like you to overview them. There are a lot more to them as well, which you can learn while doing your practice. So I'll share the username and password in maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes in the WhatsApp group. You can log into the system and play with it, practice it. If you find some difficulty, anything, just WhatsApp me or write in the group or send a direct message to me in the group, and I'll happy to respond to your queries. And this access will be available to you till the end of the course, like till December. So we recommend you to practice before that, to go through them and practice during the whole phase as well. And if there is any question thing, I am 2 minutes late, unfortunately, not a good thing, but you can ask any question to me right now. And I hope questions have been already been answered. If you have already designed form, any option to upload? No, Khalid Sahab, you need to upload your form in that way. If you upload the Word file, it will not going to work. So in the system, it's each question separately, each item. That's how it need to be work. It's if you have already designed a form, it will going to take around 30 minutes to 1 hour to design the whole form. So, or it's only one-time job as well. So that's how it can be done. Yeah, you can test your peer review in the system. Okay, wonderful. So website link has been sent by Shaukat Ali Javed to Dr. Naima. So you can go through them. So thanks a lot. There are no questions, but of course the question arises once you are opening the system. Even one checkbox has not happened, you are pretty much in the what is happening. I'm not able to receive that kind of thing. So these are the smaller areas. Once you practice, you will have some difficulties. We are here. So all of you enjoy your weekend now. Have a nice time. And already your people have submitted your assignments. So hopefully in this week it will be checked. And looking forward for the last month of your course. So make sure that if you ask and have any questions, any queries during the, because the two experienced editors will be taking your last session. One is Mr. Shaukat Ali Javed, and another one, I guess, is by Dr. Akhtar Sheeni. So of course, if anything during the whole course, you have some of the questions or queries in your mind, you can already always discuss with them. And this community of practice will remains there even at the end of the course. We usually don't close the groups, so people can collaborate, and those who doesn't like to be in different group, they can opt out from the groups always at any time, but they can find it a good community of practice. So thanks a lot. Have a nice time. See you on the course website and on the
Thank you,
WhatsApp. Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.